27 years ago. I had started the sport of gymnastics when I was 6 years old. I remember sitting and writing in a journal. I'm sure many of you all remember paper and pen, right? I love that. Paper and pen. I remember sitting and writing a journal. I'm going to the 1992 Olympic Games in Barcelona. I accomplished that at 15 years old. Then after that, I got home, 1996 Olympic Games, and we can do so much more, and we did it. The only way my Olympic team was able to accomplish what we accomplished and to make history versus the most talented gymnasts in the world is we had to take off our large egos and put them off to the side. Each and every one of you all have probably accomplished something great in your industry. You've maybe gotten accolades, you've gotten pats on the back, you might have the #1 restaurant, or you're moving up in the rankings. And many times with that accomplishment, worldly accomplishment, grows an ego. I had been to the 1992 Olympic Games. Shannon Miller had been to the 1992 Olympic Games, and so had Carrie Strug. We were also national champions, former world champions. So we had a little bit of a chip on our shoulder, wouldn't you say? And we were teenagers. And when we started training together, when we made that Olympic team and we started training together, if you would have gone into practice, you wouldn't have heard us cheer each other on. We weren't giving each other pats on the back because it was all about me, myself, and I. The sport of gymnastics is an individual sport. Would you agree? I'm the only one on that 4-inch balance beam. Now I'm wearing like 4-inch heels. 4-inch balance beam, and you can see me shake it, and that's how I was at the Olympics, in front of nearly 40,000 people in the Georgia Dome, with American flags flying proudly. There was pressure. But that ego can take over and make you forget about how you need those people next to you. And when you would go into our practices, I didn't care what Shannon was doing. I didn't care what Dominique was doing. It was about me. One of our coaches had us pull from affirmation jars, these great affirmations, positive sayings, as cheesy as they can be. I love them. Women, don't we love Post-it notes? And people are like, I can't even see anything. They're everywhere. They're positive sayings. I love it. Well, one day we pulled from our affirmation jar, and it said, team, together, everyone achieves more. So cliche. I wish it was something more special. But for whatever reason, the light bulb went on. I looked over at JC, Amanda, our team captain, Carrie, Shannon, Amy, Mochiano, and we were like, wow, we can't make history and be the first ever women's gymnastics team to win gold on American soil. How awesome was that? If we don't work together. The next day we went into practice, we took our large egos, we put them off to the side, and guess what? I cared about what Shannon was doing. When she would fall, which she never did, but in my stories I can lie, right? When she would fall off the balance beam, which she won a gold in, so she never fell, but I could help her up. When Carrie Strug was struggling down the vault, we could tell her, we believe in you, you've got this. When Mochiano was struggling with an injury, or JC was struggling with something, or Amy maybe didn't want to be there, which didn't happen, we could lean on one another. Without an ego, I appreciated them and what they brought to the table. I didn't just focus on me, myself, and I, and how I won Olympic trials in Boston, Massachusetts, shortly before going off to the Olympics. It wasn't about that anymore. It was about coming together collectively as a team and supporting one another. If we didn't take that ego and put it off to the side, guess what? You wouldn't have me here as a silver or a bronze medalist. But we were able to make history, and you all are able to make your greatest difference in what you do when you're working with the team, when you choose to take your large, inflated ego and put it off to the side. It should not be me, myself, and I, or my way is the highway. Now, during the pandemic, I decided to start a gymnastics gym. Would never advise that. Very challenging. But she talks about grit. Angela talks about grit. That gave me much more grit than I would ever want to have in life. But the ego aspect is important in what I do today as being a CEO of multiple gymnastics academies. Right now, it's almost 12:30. One of my academies is open. Guess what? If I have my ego intact, I'm going to be micromanaging and controlling and not delegating and not trusting, and I would never be at peace. Do you agree with me? You've got to trust, obviously hire well, but hire well and delegate and trust and appreciate and respect what other people bring to the table, even if it is a little different than the way you would operate and do things. Ego gets in the way of happiness. If each and every one of us are blessed to be at our deathbed, remember this: you're not going to be clutching on to an award. I'm not going to be there like, where's my gold medal? Where's my gold medal? Where's my next engagement? Where's that next stranger that gave me that 5-star review? Or even that stranger that gave me that 1-star review? It just happened yesterday. You let it go. You learn from it, but you let it go. And you stay focused on what's most important. And what's most important, I cannot stress it enough, is your team that's right there in your home. Because no matter how great my professional life is going, if I had 35 gold medals like Michael Phelps, or I opened 25 gymnastics academies, if my journey in life with my team at home is broken and is struggling and is full of ego and is full of nonstop strife and dysfunction, and there's a wall blocking out love, guess what? It wouldn't be a full life. Just remember this, in the world of hospitality, and I was just chatting with my husband about this earlier. In the world of hospitality, you have to be vulnerable. And I speak from an individual that was wounded a lot in life. And for the longest time, I built up very thick walls. Very thick walls. This stage is such a protective barrier. Even if you flick me off or you get up and go to the bathroom and I think you're bored out of your mind, or some that are sleeping. I know some are sleeping. There's always someone. There's a protective barrier and there's a protective wall. If you've been wounded and hurt in life, do know the walls that you've built up, yes, are there to protect you. And those that have been wounded know what I'm talking about. But you know what they also are there for? It's prohibiting you from being able to accept love, to give fully, and to receive fully. So do remember this. In your journey in life, yes, success is a journey, not a destination. But success truly is opening yourself up to the world. And while at times you will be wounded and you will be hurt, but as Angela just spoke about, there are those guardian angels that each and every one of us have around us to lead us to the right path that He has in store for us. Thank you all for having me here this afternoon. I truly appreciate it. Thanks.